Now, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Now, lift your glass for some water. Get that pitcher of the water. Lift your pitcher of the water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Ha-ha. Now, move your body and drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Be safe. Family, move your body. Drink, 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 drink. You got your phone? Yeah. Or should I say, move, move, then drink. Go look in my room, bring my speaker down. Plug it up. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Thank you. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast. To stay healthy though, breathe, drink, eat, move. Half your weight in ounces, drink half your weight in ounces. Come on now, but hey, take your breath, the most important. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Drink, drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Family, just drink your water. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. Shouts out to Miss Navita Nelson. Man, let me tell you, let me turn it on. Fuckery alert. Fuckery alert. Everyone take shelter. Fuckery is afoot. Yes. 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 Assume the fuckery protection position. Hands on the back of your neck. And pray that it passes over as quickly as possible. Fuckery. Man, listen. So I wake up this morning and I'm seeing just tweets pop up, tweets pop up, tweets pop up, tweets pop up. And somewhere along the line, now I knew something was going to pop off because Tone Talks did a video. And in the video, he mentioned Tariq Nasheed and the Foundation of Black Americans. Like, you know, I did my little video on grifting, right? And then Tariq had a response. Hour and a half. I was watching a lot of that, and I wanted to see what was going on. And I'm sitting up here like, listen, family, I got to do some more thinking on this because I'm just going to be silent on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really torn. I already know where I stand. But it's like, do I want to chime in on the fuckery? Do I want to chime in on the fuckery? Or do I just continue tribe building? I'm building my tribe. I ain't got no time for this bullshit. All right. Yeah, let's go and build the tribe. Let's build the tribe. What y'all think? Let's build the tribe. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the bullshit. I'm just looking at this shit just flow right across my head, man. I'm just like, oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, Lord. Lordy. But yesterday we had a good per-arc. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out and participating. Those that did. I want to thank the family. Brother Kwame did his thing. Sister Navita and Sister Jill did their thing. It was we had a great time. We had a good conversation. And we will continue it, not next week, but the week after that. And by then we'll be moving into, guess what? We'll be moving into Kwanzaa season. We got to decide on what we're going to do, how we're going to approach Kwanzaa season this year. Which is, you know, once again, you know, hey, it is what it is. But hey, I want to do this toast because it's just me and Sash. I got to get her up and get her fed. I already got her clothes ironed. That's what kind of, because I figured since I was running late, I might as well go and iron her clothes, get them straight. Because Sasha, once I really try to get her up, she pretty cool. Masha! She pretty cool once I try to get her up. Let me see. There's a lot of noise that is outside my periphery. That's right. I mean, there's a lot of noise out here, family. It's a lot of noise. But and I don't know. I just gotta evaluate what I'm feeling right now because it's kind of like, I can't really be disappointed because all of them. I mean, they're younger. I think Tariq is kind of in our age bracket. But, you know, Yvette and them, I think they are a little bit younger and shit, so I'm not really, I don't know whether to say I'm disappointed or what, because it's like, you know, it appears that we heading for the same thing, but, you know, you got different paths of getting there, and sometimes you just got to make room for other people to do their goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? I learned that a long time ago. Right? And rather than argue with a motherfucker about them doing their thing, you just do your thing. And do the best that you can. You know, and then every now and then you run into some of the arrogant motherfuckers that will say shit. I mean, because, like, you know, Tariq, one of the things that kind of caught me was he said that the ADOS piece didn't blow up until he started tweeting and shit. And, you know, I could take exception to that shit because that shit is not true. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the other shit, I can understand what he's saying, but, you know, when he get on that ego shit, I can't, you know, I really can't, I can't stomach that type shit, you know, especially when it's not true. You know, be on your ego shit, but just be right and correct with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So there will be a Foundational Black American Conference popping up soon. Then there will be also an ADOS conference coming back in October. You know what I'm saying? So actually what that does is that gives us an opportunity to do some traveling. That's all that shit. That's all that shit means to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like boom. Because we got both these movements. It ain't two separate movements. It's motherfuckers vying for position. And I can dig it. I understand. I be watching some of these live streams and I be seeing the money come in, right? It's profitable at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? It's very profitable, right? And it's like, so eventually someone had to make the move, right? Because the grifters gonna come. They gonna come because this is, you know what I'm saying? For those of us that's been living this shit, like I said, like I did the 20-year cycle, right? In my speech yesterday, I started talking about this cycle, these cycles that we go through, and it's like those of us that have once you've been involved with something for a while, you get to see shit come back around, and unfortunately, this is the second time that I done seen this shit. Matter of fact, it's going on the third time. Because the first time was right around 88, 89. I seen it come around. People got involved with the consciousness and then started shaping it and changing it. Then one night I walked in, smoked some weed, walked out, and motherfuckers had jerry curls again. Screaming, fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I can take, I understand the feeling, but where the fuck is the rest of this shit going? So then I saw the whole co-op there, right? And it all started with conscious individuals clashing. And then while they were clashing, something rose up. Something rose up to guide and take over the culture. And you see this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I saw the shit again. Maybe 10 years later. Maybe in 97. No, what year was the Million Man March? A year, maybe 2 years after the Million Man March. Seen this shit again. It was about a 10-year cycle for that one. Boom. I seen it again. Right? So people be looking at me like I'm crazy because I be like, I ain't bringing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Unless I absolutely know or can trust the situation or the person is something that I have to have in order to bring a motherfucker from the outside in. I'm just being honest with you because I done seen this shit over and over again. 7-year cycles, 20-year cycles, jubilee cycles, 60-year cycles, etc., etc. Cycles inside of cycles, cycle, right? And it just keep going. But the piece is what helped our people survive was being on top of the cycles, right? There's short cycles and there are longer cycles. That's why in my presentation, I broke it down into 20-year cycles. We could have made them smaller, right? I could have made them smaller, but they still can be made smaller because I ain't invent some shit. This is some shit that already existed, right? Maybe the language or the way that I'm putting it might be a little bit different, but these cycles have already existed and our ancestors have already talked about them. Right? So we got the 20-year cycle, but then we have the overarching 80-year cycle, right? And I'm sitting up here like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I can see this, right? Boom. And it's just like being able, and it gives you something to help you make sense of what's going on around you, right? And it's like, once you've been involved in this, a lot of shit makes sense to you. What's happening right now, it kind of sad. It's sad, but then when you've been involved with this shit for long enough, it's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because my piece now is, who's going to hell? Who is being authentic and who is actually an agent? Or are both parties authentic at this point in time? It's like riding a wave, surfing stuff. I think you are onto something we needed to examine. Hey, that's the way our people did it. In every piece. You got like the market, It's markets, and markets made it possible for motherfuckers to start doing the research. Not just, because we go to these academic institutions and shit, and we learn their shit. You know what I'm saying? We need to sit. We need to have something where people can learn to study our shit. Start, resurrecting it, recreating it, allowing that energy to flow through so that we can look at it. Because like I said, I threw out a framework. All I want to do is throw out a framework and somebody else can run with that shit. It's just, I did that one. This one is not as accurate as the one that I did 15, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, then shit, I was able, because I was more into it. I was more into the cycles. I was more into, the numbers and shit. You know what I'm saying? I did that shit. I presented it over at New Harvest. And the sister took it and told me and said, look, I'm going to type it up. I ain't never seen it again. So, it is what it is. I mean, that's what I do. I create shit and keep it moving. All right, but yo, family, let's do this toast so I get Sasha Mars. March! Real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Real life. As accurate or as precise. I don't know what's the difference, I'll leave that to you. You tell me which one I meant. Shit, I don't know. More precise. It's more precise. Because I started with the date 1619, which might not be the appropriate date to start with. Because that's the date that is right now, is all the rage right now, because we're at the 400-year mark. As of August, we're at the 400-year mark, right? So, I don't remember what year I started with back then, but it was a little bit more precise in the cycles. You could see it, and it also described where we are now. Oh my God! All right. So we raise our glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. We call on that great force to bless, guide, and protect us as we move through this marvelous day. By whatever name you choose to call the Creator, we lift up our glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our illustrious ancestors, and man, does it give me a great joy to be able to get up with you in the morning and to read the names on this list. All right, let's see. You know what? My restream chat ain't even showing that y'all even on. Hold on. They making me sign it. That's some bullshit. Look at this shit here. Hold on. Cars. Just trying to make sure I'm not a bot. It's like, good grief. All right. So let's keep it moving. All right. So we go into our list of our ancestors: Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert Tex, Son Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, Alfine, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twigg, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamal Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flora, Montague Pittman, Normal Eggs, Pat Mild, Rob Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Coach Kamayo, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bropro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Danielle Pullen, the Luster Brothers, Ms. Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Patrick Crowley Sheen, Mr. Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lance Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jonas Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Tridge, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Daniel Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Grinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dare, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bert Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Ago Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merrill B. Thorne, Pearl G. Thorne, Anna Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Erica Trish Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keishla Reese, Linda Watson Hammond, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow Slimmy Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thorne, Richard Thorne, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thorne, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails, Urania Thorne, Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Derrida Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Ian World, Jane Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Bester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatel Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Senior, Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs, the second being the Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Didi Monares, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. We have William Walter West, Nigel Paris, Elder Basiji Pilani, Sasha Marsh, Jim Robinson, real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, Depretis Hines, Annis Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Pentel Jr., Miriam Johnson, Will Belong, Maya Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans, Sam Evans Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christine Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jay Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Halber, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Sasha Marsh, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead. It's time to get up, baby. Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Ann Becker, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed. You need me to run the bath water, or you gonna run it yourself? Good job. You growing up. Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Brennan, Bradley Kim, Janie Hare, Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Elton Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Stan Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lily Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath, Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Alvis Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Overton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Betty Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raby Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Maria Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Richard Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Checo Ha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Laura Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. And we have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Elder Shaka McNeil. We got Anthony Brown. We got Jonathan Ford and Lottie Gaucher. We got, oh man, I'm getting them. We got Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundum, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McHale, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Ed Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clay, Leonard Jones, Shade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Edda Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Munger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thorne, Johanna, Desandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Allow T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Dusty Woods, Delar Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray. We raise up our glass and we salute all of our ancestors that combine us, and we say Ashe. From there, family, you know where we go. We go to the present moment, the moment that has been gifted to us by our ancestors, right? This moment that, because of our ancestors handling their business in the past, it made it possible for us to be standing right here in the present, to do what we're doing right now, and to do the things that we will do throughout the day. These moments are gifts from us. These moments are part of our inheritance, and we need to use them wisely, because if we don't use them wisely and we squander them, then we, in a sense, squander our children's inheritance of time, which means they will have no time, which means they will have no space, which means they will not exist. So we have a true burden, a true pact with our ancestors, and we have a promise to keep for the future generations. So we raise this glass, and on this moment, in this moment, we call this day unity. We call this day Umoja. And I want you to activate your reticular formation. I want you to go out and find our principle. Our principles out there. Hashtag Umoja. Hashtag Umoja. Find hashtag Umoja Day. You know what I'm saying? And post it up on Gye-Nyame Journey so we can know that, we are out here finding our principles. All right. For those who don't speak the language, Umoja, if you haven't figured out by now, means unity. The demonic principle is truth. The color is violet. Mentalism is the Hermetic law today. Male name for the day is Kwojo. Female name, Ajua. Raise our glass and we say Ashe. From there, finally, we move to our future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity, the children that are here now, the children that shall be here tomorrow. We are responsible for at least the next 7 generations. As we say in Gye-Nyame, we are responsible until the end of time, right? So we got to be wise with our moments. We got to inspire our young people to be wise with their moments. So we raise our glass to our children. We toast them in advance, and our children's children on to infinity, and we say Ashe. From there, finally, we move to all of our relations. We toast and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, we move to that selfish toast. What is it that you need in this moment right now to move towards your greatness? Move towards a greater you. Raise that glass, we say Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, are you ready? Last but not least, I toast the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most... Okay, I got you. I already spoke to him. It's cool. February 8th, 12 to 6 p.m. You got it. I toast the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most outstanding, the bravest soul in the room right now. I raise my glass to you, and we say Ashe. 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 Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. I toast you, as we say in Gye-Nyame Journey. Remember, support Gye-Nyame. Hit up the free e-course. Free, GNJecourse.com. Also, you can hit up the tip jar on, you go to gnjmedia.live on the top right-hand side. It says tip. You also got the merch. Get it, family. All right, we out. Woo! I got to brew. I got to make something, man. All right, let's go. I'm out. Peace, family.